ATC Weatherland. Here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back and welcome to the weekend. Looks to be a pretty favorable weekend forecast. Got a little something going in the Gulf of Mexico this weekend, but it shouldn't be a major deal. Major deal, Hurricane Dorian. It's a major storm. We'll talk more about that shortly. So let's go outside, and Blake Blanchard getting our weather shot this evening. Again, fair weather cumulus clouds, no showers in the area, and that's the way it's going to go again for tomorrow. Most of Sunday, but maybe a few showers late Sunday afternoon. We'll show you why coming up in just a bit. So let's kick it upstairs, take a look at the satellite imagery. We did have some showers and even some storms showing up across southeast Texas this afternoon, but that deeper moisture is moving away from us and relatively quiet across the Bayou State. Meanwhile, we get out into the tropics. One area that does not look like trouble, but there's a weak area of low pressure here in west of Cuba. That's going to be moving westward. We'll show you that in just a bit. But today, Hurricane Dorian getting better and better organized. Notice how an eye became visible during the course of the day today, and then a very well-defined eye. That's a signal of a storm that is getting its act together and only promises to get stronger with time. So Dorian, a major hurricane now with 115-mile-per-hour winds. It's moving to the west-northwest at about 9 or so, and will continue to move generally to the west-northwest, then take more of a westerly turn toward Florida and intensify as it becomes a Category 4, we think, as early as late tomorrow night, early Sunday morning, and will probably oscillate up and down between maybe 135, perhaps 145-mile-an-hour storm as it gets closer to the coast. Still forecast to make landfall, we'll say northern Bahamas as we go into Sunday, Monday, and then getting into Monday, Tuesday for the Florida East Coast. But notice now this line very close to the coast. Still a Category 2, by the way, being inland or right near the coast through Wednesday of next week. So we're going to be talking about this storm system for a while, and then we take a look at the tropical models paralleling the Carolinas and then perhaps moving out to sea down the line. But nonetheless, very dangerous situation. But the Hurricane Center has shifted their forecast track a little bit to the right here. But the question is, that ridge of high pressure that we talked about, which is going to be forcing this storm to the west, is going to break down as it gets closer, as Dorian gets closer to the coast. That's when the northerly turn occurs. But when that occurs is still up for debate, and the bottom line, still a very dangerous, potentially catastrophic situation. But if you look at the European model, this is where we got our glimmer of hope today. We see Dorian here. Oh, and by the way, here's that tropical moisture moving across the western Gulf of Mexico as we go through Tuesday. But again, the European today keeping the bulk of the storm mainly offshore, and we could only hope that is the case. But remember, this is one model projection, one model run, but maybe the European model is onto something. So here's the operational run right here of the European model. We'll see our area of low pressure. We'll talk more about that in just a bit. But Dorian slowing down to a crawl right near the Florida coastline, could move inland. It might stay offshore, and that would be the best case scenario. But nonetheless, if you live along the Florida coast, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, you got to be prepared for a hurricane, because this, the European model keeps this a fairly potent hurricane all the way up through the mid-Atlantic, and then may impact or just clip New England and perhaps the Canadian Maritimes down the line. Meanwhile, for us, overall, the pattern over the next week to 10 days looks hotter than normal and drier than normal. And here's the latest RPM Futurecast model. As we head into Sunday, maybe a few tropical showers coming in with this area of low pressure out in the Gulf. We'll go rain chance 20% Sunday, about 30% Monday as this low slowly moves westward. Bulk of the moisture in this weak low pressure system should be heading for Texas and Mexico, so not a major concern. And notice Monday, again, the RPM model keeping Dorian just offshore. The only change that we're going to see is with that little disturbance out in the Gulf of Mexico, winds are going to pick up a little bit more tomorrow. tomorrow, but even more so tomorrow night going into Sunday. We are looking at breezy northeasterly winds, maybe getting as high as 30 to 35 offshore Sunday. So our friends who work out in the Gulf of Mexico, be wary of that, but inland not expecting any major effects. So feeling better tonight. The dew points are coming down, fair skies, not quite as uncomfortably humid, 72 the low, 93 the high tomorrow, heat index less of a factor, and as we go down the road, we'll see temperatures in the low to mid 90s over the next week to 10 days, but lower humidity now and then maybe some next week with minimal rain chances. That's it for weather for right now. We'll be right back right after this.